Learning foreign languages open hundreds of potential possibilities for us, and if you want to learn how to master foreign language, keep watching. Hi, my name is Sophia and I'm happy that you clicked on this video to learn something new. I can speak 5 languages and I love languages, and it's one of my favorite free time activities, and this video is gonna show you how you can do it as well. Very first thing you have to realize at the start of your journey of mastering any foreign language is that you are not gonna be perfect, especially not in the beginning. And you have to keep this in mind. It's impossible as you are learning. You are going to make mistakes, and it's absolutely fine because it's part of the process. No one has fallen from the tree knowing hundreds of languages, speaking perfectly, amazing accent, no mistakes. No, it's not possible. You have to acknowledge that you are not going to be perfect, and that's the very first thing, the very first mindset before you will start learning a language, as this is the only mindset that's going to move you somewhere. That perfection is not possible. Learning a language is about the journey, about getting better every single time. So when you make a mistake, you should be happy about it because it means you're not going to make the same mistake next time. When you adopt this mindset of being perfect with your mistakes, that's the best mindset, and that will guarantee that you will learn the language very, very soon. You have definitely heard about inputs and outputs, which are two main parts of learning any language. So when you're listening, when you're reading, when you're absorbing any information in that foreign language, that are your inputs. And when you are producing the language yourself, whether it's writing, speaking, of course, or you are producing your own sentences, you are using your vocabulary, that's your output. And the important thing is that you find a balance between input and output, but the right balance must be for you. And the right balance is the one that fits your own needs, which means when you want to learn a language for entertainment purposes, that you want to understand movies, it's very, very crucial that you listen to a lot of movies, you learn new vocabulary, and when you know that you're specific, you can adjust this equation of input and output based on your specific goal. For example, if you want to learn a language in order to understand Netflix shows in the foreign language, you have to focus on reading and listening a lot to the language, expanding your vocabulary. Therefore, your input side of the equation must be more than your output, because you don't really need to speak if you just want to understand the movie, right? On the other hand, when you plan to travel abroad and speak with natives, traveling the whole South America, you have to learn how to speak Spanish, because when you just read a book, listen to podcasts, and you're unable to say 3 sentences, when you just learn some phrases, hola, ¿cómo estás?, you are not going to be able to ask native how far is the market from the train station, or where can you find the nearest gas station. So it's very important that you firstly find this specific goal, why you want to learn a language, and then adjust this both sides of the equation, inputs and outputs. Then you can create a perfect language learning plan which will suit your needs, and you will not waste time on things that don't matter that much. Of course, this can change over time. For example, you could start with the goal that you want to understand a French TV show, and over time, when you fall in love with the language, which usually happens quite quickly, you can change this goal. So, okay, now my inputs are very, very good. When I read, I'm confident. When I listen to a podcast or radio, I understand 95%. Then I can now move on and learn how to speak better French. So in this stage, you have to find someone as an exchange partner. So there are apps like Tandem, HelloTalk, many other apps you can use to find language exchange partner, which means that you will move from inputs-based studying to output-based studying based on what's the best for you. By any means, surrounding yourself with the language is so far the best method anyone can recommend you. And you don't have to necessarily study abroad, as many people thought that, oh, I could go to a 2-month exchange course to England to learn proper English. No, you can just open YouTube, search whatever you want to learn, whether you want to focus on slang, on grammar, on pronunciation, vocabulary. You'll find hundreds of videos and you can sound like a native in a couple of weeks, really. Make the most out of the revision resources available online. There are tons of them for free, and if you want to pay for something, of course you can, but I think that there are so many materials for free for all languages you can think of, like the most common ones, that you don't have to spend a single euro, pound, dollar for anything, and you can still learn a language, which is pretty cool. And what's the best thing? You can still stay at home, in your bed, by your desk. You don't have to travel anywhere. The possibilities are endless. Do not forget that motivation to learn and master any foreign language does not last long, and you have to rely on consistency to see the results. You can be motivated and buy new textbooks, and you still will not see the results you want because you did it for a week, 2, maybe a month, and then you quit, and you will not experience the amazing feeling after a specific point. It's not always 4 weeks, 6 weeks, as study says that after 80 hours, that's random number, you are classified as B1 level of German. It doesn't work like that. You have to find your ways to learn the language, to master it. It can take you much more time, much less time, but the end point is reached only when you keep going, when you stay consistent, and when you don't rely on those short bursts of motivation, when you feel like, okay, now I'm gonna study that Japanese alphabet, let's say. One thing I want you to realize is how many times per day you have something called dead time, when you decide to take out your phone and scroll through social media or play some games, when you wait for someone, when you have 5-10 minutes before your next class. These small chunks of times can be spent with vocabulary apps, with a podcast in your ears, with many different ways how you can immerse yourself in the language. When you go through your day from the moment you wake up till you go to sleep and find these chunks of time you just do not spend wisely, and you don't spend them with purpose and with meaning, then you can reconsider downloading that language learning app and spend the time waiting on the bus station, learning new vocabulary instead of just scrolling through Instagram. These were my couple of tips I use to learn my languages. As I told you at the beginning, it's 5 for now, and I plan to add some more. If you would like me to make a video about my language learning journey and how I learned those 5 languages, let me know in the comments down below, and I might make something like that for you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, as I plan to make more videos like this in the future, so you will not miss any of them. If you want to learn how to enjoy the process of studying, then you can watch the video up here where I mention some of the great strategies and methods you can use to make studying a more enjoyable process, which you can also apply to language learning. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye!